Hello, this is Luciano Morazzo, and I'm going to be making a little video, and I'm going to keep it as scientific as possible. I am a classical guitar player, and I just received this little device called the Tone Traveler, and I've been using it. I used it for only a few hours on my classical guitar, on my Duane Waterman Classical Guitar. This guitar was built in 2011, and I've been playing it basically every week, every day. I want to say about 2-3 hours a day at least. Maybe for a couple of years I actually haven't. Nevertheless, the quality of the guitar is actually very good, particularly the transition in between the treble and the wound strings. And yesterday I had a concert, and before the concert I had this little device plugged in to the guitar for about I want to say about 3 hours, 4 hours. They say that 3 hours of the Tone Traveler equates to about 9 hours of playing. 3 hours is 3 times 3, basically, that's what they're saying. And I did notice a difference. It's actually very interesting, and the difference is actually still present. There is a difference in the neck. There seems to be an evenness too. And I really don't know what else to say other than I need to actually go ahead and demonstrate a couple of things that have been happening, and maybe actually underline a couple of the differences. Now, the reason why I'm actually being a little bit less scientific with this video is because, and there's a specific reason, is because this guitar has been opened up. And maybe the Tone Traveler is gonna give, is gonna assist with evenness in the tone, and enhance the things that I couldn't do physically because of the limitations of time and efforts of playing the guitar for so long. So I think this guitar, because it's an 11-year-old, a 14-year-old guitar and has been opened up already, I think it's okay if we actually go with a less scientific method and we go straight for a more feel effort. And that's why I actually started the video saying that I was gonna just try to be as scientific as possible. Right now I'm using my wireless setup. This is the setup that I use for performances. I'm using a DJI wireless microphone setup, one for my voice, one for the guitar. And the microphone picking up the sound for the guitar is the Rode Lavalier microphone 2. It's a high quality Lavalier microphone. It is not the best in its compared to the microphones I have. I have Octavas MK012s, but for the sake of this guitar, because of how I use it, I'm just gonna try to make it as representative as I can to what we can experience in my current live performances. And I wanted this video to be very simple, just evaluating the playability of the guitar. So I'm just gonna play a little piece, and I'm gonna give some feedback after this piece. So of course you cannot hear it because we didn't have a comparison before, but what I can tell you right now is the feelings and what I hear myself, and the difference that I find myself most interesting is about the number of harmonics being fired at the top when I went to the sound seems to be more round instead of pinchy. And it's interesting because I think it's the higher range that we don't typically play up here, and the guitar is not used to actually resonating. I think the Tone Traveler has activated more harmonics in the top range, because typically we tend to play around this area. I think that's more of the... And there's a very interesting quality that the Tone Traveler seems to have brought out in this guitar in a very brief session. So I'm very pleased to actually have that, because yeah, this is very round. I'm messing up, but also the second thing that I find interesting is the sensation in the neck. There seems to be a little bit less tension. I think the neck, and this is very interesting because I haven't experienced this before, the neck seems to have a more malleable sensation. And it's kind of hard to describe because it's a different feeling than what I had before. Before it felt stiff and strong, and right now it seems to be more giving and malleable. And it's nice because it seems like even the bar doesn't clip. Every note is there. It seems to be easier to play, like right away, straight from only a few hours of having the tone bass activating the top. And we're going to talk a little bit about the physics of how this works. The Tone Traveler is a speaker, a very loud and very heavy speaker with a heavy magnet, for what I can understand of the physics. And it sits on the bridge of the guitar just like that. And it has padding, so in this guitar it's a little bit interesting how it touches, but it makes the top of the guitar resonate. And you can adjust which string is going to be resonating. So you can select all the strings or one string at a time, or select the strings that you actually think or feel like they might need the most work. So if you might want to work on the higher register, but it's interesting because I worked for 3 hours with all the six strings, the E, B, G, D, A, B, E, and that seemed to have opened up the tone and the top range. It made the playability a lot easier on this guitar, and this guitar is like playing a baseball bat. It's very hard to play, but it rewards you. So I'm pleased to actually have a little bit of less tension in my left hand. And let's talk about the evenness of sound, because I do sense that because of the round sound that you have on the top, thanks to the Tone Traveler, you end up with there seems to be more clear, even volume Not that this guitar didn't have it. I mean, this guitar had a fantastic transition in between the wounds and the trebles, and that's what impressed me of this guitar, and that's why I bought this guitar. But with this device, apparently what I'm feeling is, in the very brief amount of time that I've used it, is that the volume has increased on the top because of the enhanced harmonics, and at the bottom it has given, how do you explain this? It has given a more mellow approach rather than a more punchy approach. So the harmonics, of course, are fired better. I think they're being fired better because of the treatment that the guitar has received, and that results in a better blending of the entire tone of the guitar. So when you're playing two notes at a time on the high spectrum and the low spectrum, you get a better combination. And I think a better blending, a better communication in between the two notes, and that is gonna probably help with the counterpoint of the things that I'm doing. Flat on the E, but I think you get the idea. This is as scientific as I can get today with this guitar, with this microphone setup. And again, this is gonna be a little series of videos for the Tone Traveler. I'm not gonna make them complicated, but I think it's important to underline those facts. Ultimately, this guitar has been already opened up, and I'm gonna be testing the Tone Traveler on 3 more guitars. I'm gonna be working on my original classical guitar from Argentina, made by Ricardo Macedo. That guitar I haven't played because I got this beautiful guitar, and that guitar has not been played a lot. And my experiment with that guitar is to see, after a guitar has been sitting for a long time, and I'm talking about years that I haven't played that guitar. And it's in great shape. It's in tune. It's just fantastic. It's a very solid instrument. But that guitar, I want to see what the Tone Traveler can do for it. And I'm going to be working also on a very old guitar, on a 1976 classical guitar from Uruguay, made by Rodriguez Pereira. And that guitar also has not been played a lot. It actually has a bunch of repairs, and it's missing the bone on the bridge because of some intonation problems. So I'm gonna be repairing that guitar, repairing the bridge, making sure that the guitar is in tune, and making sure that that it plays well. And I'm gonna see if the Tone Traveler does a difference in that guitar. Particularly, that guitar has a very tiny sound, but it's super sweet, it's super mellow, and it's very, very nice to play. It's very rewarding, but it doesn't have a lot of volume. It's a very light guitar. It's like a feather compared to this one. This was, it's like a tank, which is great. And the fourth guitar, I still haven't seen that guitar, but I'm gonna buy it, and I don't know which one it is yet, but it's gonna be a brand new guitar with no owner, and I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna do daily tests, and that one is gonna be the most scientific test that I'm gonna have for the Tone Traveler. So thank you very much for tuning in, and keep on playing. Good day.